And we're back. Our hand is mediocre but keepable. I've got the island, so I can just play. I can evoke a Muldrifter on turn 3. I've got an anti-combat card, and I do have a crop rotation. I don't have any Tron lands. If this quicksand was a Ursa's land, I would be very happy with my hand. But my opponent's mulliganing, so let's see what they got. Plains. Plains? Plains pass? What? Alright, I'm just going to play an Ursa's land. If I draw a Prism next turn, I'm going to go Quicksand into Prism. Because Quicksand's the land I kind of want to sacrifice to this crop rotation. Huh. So they just drew the Glinthawk? Oh god, they are dead. Like, they time walk themselves because they just drew that Glinthawk or that Ancient Den. And they don't have an actual artifact in their hand. You'll need an island instead of Grotto. Draw another Ursa's Piece, I'll play that, and then evoke the Muldrifter. If I could luck into a turn 4 Tron, play a Muldrifter, that'd be pretty nice. Right? They don't have a artifact, and they don't have a Core Skyfisher, or they would have played that over the Glinthawk, right? No, they do, alright. I'm going to evoke a Muldrifter. I do need to find Tron. Or, you know, cards that do things. Discard this Quicksand to hand size. Yeah, that's good. Those cards are good. Do I discard Quicksand? I could discard Capsize. Although capsizing one of their creatures isn't bad. Quicksand, good hell. Yeah, if I miss on lands, it's gonna suck, but whatever. If I have to, I'll just Prism into Moment's Peace. Like, yeah, if I don't have any lands in the top 4 cards, I'm gonna be unhappy with me discarding the Quicksand, but can't do much about that. Compulsive Research is pretty nice. Alright, they played the Den, so I'll just bounce the Core Skyfisher. Although exposing my Capsize like this is kind of unfortunate. It might have been better to just go Prism into Peace this turn. Yep. Huh. Is there a reason why you wouldn't just get another clue? They set themselves back a land drop for reasons that I can't really understand. Alright, whatever. Oh, I should probably go over why I bounced the Core Skyfisher. I could have bounced the Glinthawk, and that guarantees they have to bounce a land. But if they have another Core Skyfisher, they can just go Glinthawk, bounce their clue or their land, play another Core Skyfisher, or another 2-drop. Like, there aren't many draws my opponent could have that that I want them to. Let me think about this a little bit. There aren't many cards in my opponent's hand where I get punished by just bouncing the Core Skyfisher. Because, yeah, they should have just put the Inspector in their hand, replayed it, and got another clue. But those clues aren't very valuable. They aren't cracking the first clue, so they don't really care that much about a clue. This is good. Alright. I'm going to 6, which sucks. They're going to journey this Muldrifter, I assume, but if I go to 6, I've got 3 colored mana, so I can Condescend and Teachings and Pulse all at once. or peace and teachings for Pulse of Marasa or whatever. Or they're going to burn a burn spell on the Muldrifter. Well, that's really good for me. Alright. Or I can just top deck the Pulse. Oh, is this how I'm tapping? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Get back Muldrifter, play Muldrifter, and then I'll play a tower and keep up Condescend and Peace. My Pulse and my Capsize are in the yard, so Bajuka Bog is going to be kind of unpleasant. Hopefully I can draw a wall before I find one of those. They burn my Muldrifter? Do I flicker? Yeah, I think I do, right? Because they just ran their land out for no reason. Just draw 3 cards. I've still got another flicker in the deck, so... But Bajuka Bog's not fatal. It's just very unpleasant. My opponent attacks with all 3, I'll block the Inspector. If they just attack with the Flyers, I'll block the Glinthawk. If they just attack with a 2/3, I'll take it. They have the Journey now. Why would they not Journey in it? Whatever. It doesn't matter. I am overestimating my opponent. They've shown me several questionable plays, and this is just flagrantly incorrect. Why would they do this? Why would they sandbag the Journey? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway. Alright, now I should probably start using these Moments pieces, huh? That's a lot of Moments pieces. I could have ran out research too, but I think I'd rather just Teachings and Peace, or Peace and Condescend, depending on what my opponent does. Discarding a plant for sure. If I just keep all the Moments pieces, I get 6 turns. Just 6 turns of no combat damage. So I think I want to keep all 3, right? Well, no, I can play... What do I have the Teachings for? Prohibit and Flicker? That's it, right? Gone. And I'll just discard the Thorn with Balls, whatever. I would like to keep a gain land, but it's not that big a deal. My opponent's just burning burn spells on my Muldrifters. Really like that. As long as I can find a wall in a reasonable time frame. Counter a 4-drop if they play 1. Can't counter a 2-drop, so... They have 0 cards in hand? Okay, yeah, we're countering this. I actually thought about letting it resolve if they had a full hand, but they've burnt all their resources, doing not a whole lot, so... I guess they have a card in hand. It just takes a bit to get there. Don't want map, I do want Prism. I think getting an extra color mana source on the board is worth the 2 mana. Especially since it doesn't cost a card. I'm gonna go ahead and Compulsive first, see what we get. We get some good stuff. I don't want to discard a tower, but I'm going to. Gonna run out of Dignitary. I guess I'll just jam an Oracle and see what we get. Another Oracle. I'm actually just going to jam another Dignitary. Stack up combat skips. My opponent draws Blast, cracks Clue for Blast. They only have 2 artifacts, so that doesn't do it. If they Clue into Prism, they don't have the mana to kill me. So I don't think I can die here. They can slam another Sentinels. That'd be unfortunate. Battle Screech is fine. Battle Screech does nothing. Any attack is basically lethal, so even now that it's actually lethal, it's not that big a change. I'm looking for wall. If I draw a wall, we've got this game. I've got mnemonic walls in here somewhere. I haven't shuffled my library, so I've got 2 dead cards on the bottom. Haunted Fingraph's not bad. Yeah, just run it out, whatever. Let's see what my opponent gets. My current plan is to Teachings in a turn and then crack Fingraph. Or crack Fingraph and then Teachings. I don't know which one's better. I guess Teachings first is better, because, well... Yeah, Teachings first is better in case they have Mana Tithe. I mean, my opponent probably doesn't have Mana Tithe, but my opponent also has been playing very strangely, so... Who knows? They are out of combat skips, by the way, so I do need to play a Dignitary or hold up Moment's Peace. See if I finally draw a mnemonic wall. Hey, we did it! We did it! Go team. Boom. Slam, you, wall. I'll get Capsize, because that's the card I least want to get exiled. And I'll go ahead and... Dignitary? I could just Moment's Peace, and I think I will just Moment's Peace instead. Go. Moment's Peace taps their creatures as well, so I get a swing in without having to do any work. They also can just see the Moment's Peace in my graveyard, though, so I don't know how big a deal this is gonna be. Oh. Whatever. I've got millions of Moment's Pieces. Not just one moment. A whole bunch of moments. Alright, end of turn. Flashback Teachings for that last flicker. The other Teachings in my yard is dead. It doesn't get anything, so... Bing. Go ahead and cycle an Isle. If I get another wall, it makes my decisions very easy, because I can just wall back the other flicker. Cast the flicker on these two. Didn't do anything. Alright, now I can flicker for pulse, and then the game's over. I think I'll just cast them both. My opponent doesn't have any must counter threats as far as I know. Once I get up to 14. Like even like a main deck relic doesn't do anything because I have the 2 flickers now. And if they top deck burn spells, it also doesn't matter. So go ahead and get Muldrifter back. I should be able to finish this game with like 14 minutes left. More than 14. Maybe like 15 and a half. So we'll play to that. Go ahead and discard Moment's Peace, because I don't need it anymore. Alright. End of turn, I'm going to flicker both my walls. If they kill one of them with a Galvanic Blast, it doesn't matter. Oh, they do have 3 artifacts. It doesn't matter, because I can just get back Pulse with the thing, and then Pulse back the wall, play the Pulse. Whatever. Go ahead and get 2 creatures on the board. Eventually. Probably should have tabbed differently, but doesn't matter. We're in the part of the game where I just need to start bouncing their manas. Kind of wish I didn't need to draw so many cards to find a wall, but this is fine. Start bouncing their artifact lands. And unfortunately, I don't have another mana, so I can't double capsize this turn. But I've stored up a combat skip, so I'm going to go ahead and get the Flicker and the Condescend back. Ooh, I should have gotten one of these Compulsives back into my hand. That was poor on my part. Go ahead and bounce an artifact land. And pass. End eternal double capsize. Again, I'm not worried about anything they can do instant speed as far as I can tell. They have one more land in hand, so I can't even get burnt out. Go ahead and bounce their basics. Pass. And go ahead and bounce their artifact land so they can't activate their galvanic blasts. I should counter this, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should. There's no reason not to. That I can think of anyway. And I have enough for a double capsize still. Okay. They don't even bother swinging. Just gonna bounce their lands. I can start bouncing their creatures and then just counter them on the way down, but I think I'd rather just bounce their lands so they can't even cast their creatures. Go ahead and bounce the tap lands. And then I'll bounce their Radiant Fountain, and I guess that's it at the end of turn. Pass. See if they play a land, untapped or tapped. Alright, untapped. Glinthawk. Just gonna go ahead and kill their, bounce their artifact land. They'll bounce their Prism. If they recast the Prism, I'll counter it with Condescend. They can get a big hit in, but then I get swing back and I can't really die. They don't have any manas. Yep, I'll definitely count Condescend this now. It's just very efficient use of my resources. And my resource, the only resource that matters here is my time. So, don't care about either of these. Bring it on. Sure. I'll take 2. I've got 9 in play. I think we'll be able to erase their shenanigans here. I'm gonna go ahead and start bouncing creatures. They don't have a Prism in play, so they can only have 1 colored mana, and I can just counter whatever they bring back. I don't want to play another creature. Oh, I should attack with these 1 power guys. That was bad. I should have attacked with the ground forces because they don't have a good block. They get to chump. They get to block 2 of it, but they can't actually kill one of my creatures without risking something. I guess they could have killed one of the oracles. Gonna go ahead and counter that. Flicker on the walls. Yeah, maybe I will be at 14 minutes, won't I? 14 minutes should be enough for winning another game, but there's probably a faster win. Bring it on. You got something? No, you don't. Of course you don't. You ain't got nothing, opponent. As far as I know. Capsize their Glinthawk back, and then I'm going to bounce the Inspector and swing. Right-click attack all. If they quad block the Muldrifter, I guess I lose my Muldrifter, who cares? Actually, I might not. I might have triple capsize up. Did I just F6? Oh, whoa. No, it didn't matter. I did have 6. Huh. All right. That's a weird play. Play an untapped mountain and then pass. Yeah, I guess I am going to have 14 minutes left. Huh. Well, I had a good estimate. My gut estimate was 14 minutes, and look at that. I don't want to do the math, so I'm just going to bounce 2 of them, and then swing. Actually, no. I just accidentally did the math. I can still condescend, or Ghost of Flicker, get back a counterspell, and then counterspell. Probably going to be a prohibit, but not a condescend, but whatever. Swing. Also, I still have enough cards in my library that I can just deck them if something weird happened. Sure. That doesn't do anything. For now. Also doesn't do anything. I could have saved it. I just don't think it does anything to save it, because I'm gonna go ahead and bounce their land. I'm gonna bounce their prism and then swing. I guess I can bounce a land too. Because they can play that, but then they can't get a colored mana and also have mana untapped, so. And it's still lethal if they just gain 2. In fact, I'm going to F6. I don't think my opponent can do anything. I was correct. All right. Now, what do we want? Want Grudge, potentially Copper Red. Want at least 2 Hydro Blasts. Don't want any of this. Don't need that. In fact, we're taking at least 1 out. Take out Quicksand. Condescend is vulnerable to Pyroblast, and their threats are generally low mana cost. Condescend's good for countering Palace Sentinels, if Palace Sentinels is a threat, but it frequently isn't. Definitely want Capsize and Pulse. Fingraph is a medium. It's just another land. What are we doing here? Yeah, I'll just cut another Moment's Peace. Until I see some reason to bring in more Hydroblast, I'll stick with 2. Maybe Copperhead's good, but I don't know. I think I'd rather just have more Hydroblast to counter 1 burn spell than have a Copperhead that only solves 1 burn spell pointed at my face, or that only solves burn spells pointed at my face. It certainly solves more than 1 burn spell pointed at my face, but I can Hydroblast their removal on my creatures, I can Hydroblast their Pyroblasts, and the only reason I'm actually bringing Hydroblast in is in case they have Molten Rain or some other land destruction spell. Also, countering Cult Off the Rebirth, if they're still playing that, is pretty good. I don't think I saw Alchemist Vial or Ichor Wellspring, if I'm not mistaken, so I have no information whether they are Cold Off and Boros or whatever. Or just regular old Boros. I'm going to press OK and say OK. Let's see what we got. This hand is alright. It's not great, it's just alright. Especially against the Mulligan. I've got the untapped island again, so I get to play turn 3 card draw spell if I have one. And if I don't, I get to just play lands. Opponent doesn't have a turn 1 thingy, so that's good. A Thraben Inspector can get in a lot of damage with my hand as it is. Playing a tower, if they want to destroy a land, they'll hit the tower. It's a duplicate. Not that they know that, but it's just better than the plant, and I play it later, so that was a good draw. Why did I play the island? I should have played the grotto. Any bluff potential of this island is much outdone by me if I had just played the stupid grotto and not bluffed anything, not bluffed a counterspell. Cracking into turn, getting a mine, playing a mine, and then just playing a dignitary and get it on the board. Or just, grotto to hold up pulse. My opponent has 4 mana and they're not casting anything. Wow. Let's just say I'm very suspicious. I'm going to play this grotto. I'm playing the grotto, so if my opponent has a land destruction spell on my plant, inexplicably, I get to pulse it back. Because the mine doesn't really do anything. Except expose the mine to land destruction. My opponent's not casting anything. I am incredibly suspicious right now. I could run out Oracle, and then if it gets Pyroblasted, pulls it back into turn, but I'm just going to hold off. Wait and see what my opponent does. Okay. That's bizarre. They could have just cast that last turn and held that Pyroblast, so I guess they have double Pyroblast. Please count the amount of cards that actually interacts with. It's literally only cap size. That was a good draw. I'm going to lead on Oracle. If it gets Pyroblasted, I'll lead on Muldrifter after playing Tower. And if that gets Pyroblasted, I get to pulse back the Muldrifter in turn. And then I get to lead on Muldrifter, and then if that gets countered, I get to lead on Wall, get back Pulse, pulse back Muldrifter. What is in my opponent's hand? Okay. Is my opponent just going to burn all their burn spells? I would be ecstatic about that. That's a really good outcome for me. They have to have a Pyroblast. Their plays make no sense if they don't. Like, what hand did they keep? 5 lands and a Prism or something? Still don't have an attack, so I don't need to play another Dignitary. I guess I can swing with Pal Sentinels and then burn my Dignitary with a Lightning Bolt, but that sounds pretty bad. Huh. Do you keep 5 lands, Prism? They might have. Maybe they had a 4 lands Prism. Are they double bolting the Dignitary? Holy crap. They've already played a land, right? Yeah, they played the Radiant Fountain, so I don't even need to worry about Bajuka Bog. I also don't need to worry about Relic, because, as we know from past, people never, ever, ever crack the Relic. I'm just gonna run this out, by the way. If they have a divest, that would be kind of unusual. I'm gonna go ahead and lead on Mole Drifter. This could get countered. No, it didn't. All right. All right, let's see what we got. All right, they were not sandbagging a Pyroblast. Slam this map, slam this falls, play my cards, and pass the turn. I am feeling very confident about this game right now. They also still don't have an attack if they don't have a removal spell. I guess I can just blow a vial. Alright, they can attack for 2 at least. They should attack for 2. They have a standard bearer and they only have 1 attacker, so. Must lead on Prism. See what kind of card I draw. It's going to inform what I need to play. I already drew a land, so I don't need to crack the map necessarily. I'm actually going to float 1 and then compulsive myself. It's looking like I'm just going to play a Dignitary and then do something else. I don't know. I'll see what we draw. Definitely should not be Pyroblasting this. This is terrible. I have a wall in play. That's just a terrible play. It opens them up to way too much, especially since they tapped out for it. I'm just going to lead on this. If I draw a Tron land, then I can just do it again. If I don't draw a Tron land, we'll see what I draw, and if I need to map for something. Hatred Grudge? That doesn't do anything. Prism does, though. I'm going to map for a tower. I could map and try to get double Tron up. If I have 2 of each Tron piece, then a land destruction spell doesn't do anything. But I think I'd rather just get more towers. And if my opponent does have 1 land destruction spell, I can just pulse back whatever they destroy. If my opponent has 2 land destruction spells, they destroy both of these pieces, I would need to draw another mine or another plant to be able to re-Tron, but it's very unlikely that my opponent has double land destruction spell. They kept in all the bolts, and they have at least 2 Pyroblasts, and they're putting in Standard Bearer. If they have land destruction spells in addition to this, like, what are they cutting? There's just not that much room if they're keeping all the burn spells in and putting in garbage cards like Standard Bearer. Oh, and by the way, I'm never attacking again for the rest of this game. My opponent can't really burn me out, so my entire game plan revolves around stopping their combat forever and then grinding them out until they deck themselves. So I guess that means I'm just going to be flickeroonies all day. I mean, I have all the cards I really want, so it would be nice to get another wall, but I don't really need it that badly, so. I'll just stack up 4 combat skips and then hold up something. Let's see what we got after this. Could just jam. I could just do all of this. Just skip as many of my opponent's combats at once. Yeah, I think I like that, actually. Well, yeah. Actually, what am I worried about? If my opponent kills my wall and then exiles it with Pachuca Bog, then who cares? I've got 6 turns to figure out what I'm doing. Absolutely cannot attack, though. Attacking would be fatal. If they let it through and I get the Monarch trigger, I'm going to be having a hell of a time to win the game. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I should probably be auto-yielding these. Did they cut Glinthawks? No way. Alright, good. I just noticed they had all 4 color Skyfishers, and I'm like, they don't have any Glinthawks. Did they cut them? Of course not. It would be foolish to cut them. They have 4 more combats to skip. Alright. Let's see what we draw. Oh, that makes things a lot simpler, doesn't it? I just get back my compulsive, and I can start destroying their artifact lands with a grudge and blinks. Nice standard bearer opponent. Oh, did I miss on land drop? I think I'm gonna miss on land drop, aren't I? That means I should have led on a blinking Muldrifter and wall. I can compulsive myself, but I'd rather keep the compulsive in hand, protect it from graveyard hate. Cool, cool. I still don't have enough for a double. Oh no. Okay, cool. I don't need to do the flicker twice. I just need to kill a land and then bring it back. I'm gonna discard a card, but I think that's fine. Go ahead and discard Dignitary. Well, no, I'll discard the land. Grotto is the worst land. The actual worst land. Because I have 3 others, so. Yep, this doesn't do anything. What are they going to get? This is terrible. Unless they have another journey. If they have another journey, this is fine. This is terrible. They know I have Pulse. Maybe they have a... Huh. Maybe they have a Nihil Spellbomb? No? Alright, yeah, they're dead. This game was simple. Go ahead and slam this. Condescend their Pyroblast if they got one. They don't have one. Alright, whatever. It's gonna lead an Oracle. If I get a land, that's cool. If I don't, it informs what I need to do. I don't need the other wall. I'll keep that in my library. Might as well use my mana. I'll pass. I can flicker and then counter their counter, but I don't really care to. I'm actually struggling to see how I can lose at this point, so this is fine. Gonna go ahead and flicker. I guess Oracle. Wait, what? I thought they were gonna kill it in response. There's the teachings. Now I can get the capsize and win the game. Sure. I really want to know how many people think Standard Bearer is, it protects against Flicker. Because I get it sided in against me a lot. And it just doesn't do anything. Go ahead and Flicker here. Why the hell did they not cast this last turn? What is going on? Oh, they must have just drawn that off the Monarch trigger. Well, let's see what we got on top, huh? My opponent had cracked that clue in response to my flicker. They could have Pyroblasted there on their turn. We can bottom both of these. Maybe keeping both of them is fine, and then I could just flicker the wall and Muldrifter and draw them both, but unnecessary. Yeah, I guess I'll draw two. I'm not in danger of decking, or even close to it. As long as I don't accidentally attack, we'll be fine. I'll go ahead and just kill one of their lands. Then I don't have to discard, and I'll pass. And turn all teachings for some things. Teachings for some things. I get the teachings to have flashback it back, right? Yeah, I do. Sweet! And my opponent's down 3 Pyroblasts, so I don't see any way my opponent can win as long as they don't time out or accidentally attack. Go ahead and teachings for Capsize, and then teachings for Prohibit. Oh, I have Hydroblast still on my deck? Wow. I have a lot of cards left in my library. I guess I'll get another teachings. I should have gotten the teachings with the first one, but whatever. Well, they got 3 more combat skips? Whatevs. Oh, don't want to attack. I can remove this now. Alright, in turn I'll flicker, or I'll capsize their standard bearer. That doesn't do anything. I want them to kill my creatures so I don't accidentally attack with them. I don't know what this is about. They have another blast? Why would they do this? Why not wait until I flicker and then blast in response? Alright, before they get their thing, I'll bounce their bear and then bounce their journey, get back my wall, and then the game's locked up. Is that highlighted? I gotta know if that's actually something I can bounce. It's only highlighted because I got a trigger on the stack. Okay, that makes more sense. I'll yield this. Get back to my Condescend. And my opponent's locked out of the game. I have 5 minutes left. Yeah, I'm not decking here. I'll just bounce my opponent's lands so I can get a head start on decking them with Compulsive. Then again, my opponent doesn't have that many cards left that I could even care about them drawing. They have like 2 burn spells and 2 burn spells and 1 Pyroblast at most. I'm just playing cards at this point. I'm not even really thinking about what I can draw, so who cares? Alright, plant, pass. Cool. Go ahead and discard Moment's Peace. My opponent plays Standard Bearer, I'll just counter it with a stupid Prohibit. Oh, alright. This does nothing. I'm not attacking, so if you exile a Muldrifter, who cares? And if you exile a wall, this protects my wall. I basically get a free wall trigger for when I capsize. Countering the Standard Bearer simply for mana efficiency reasons. It makes my future capsizes much more easy to play. I guess I'll just capsize now. Get back the grudge and grudge the land. Or get the prohibit back, never mind. I can grudge it next turn. Grudge their artifact land with a flicker next turn. 3 more combat skips. Cool. I'll do this now while they're tapped low. I could use the Condescend instead of the Prohibit. If they've got the last Pyroblast or whatever. Yeah, I'll just pass. I could start compulsiving them, but it's not really necessary. I've still got 3 minutes. I'm gonna feel really dumb if my power goes out or internet dies or whatever, but whatever. I really should have had all of these auto-yielded. Ooh, excuse me. But it has a bunch of Glinthawks left, I assume. Don't know what this does. Don't really care. Start bouncing their lands. Start bouncing more lands. They still have 2 left, right? Yeah. Alright, cool. I also have a Moment's Peace, so if I do screw up, not a huge deal. I'm gonna lead on Prism. See if I hit a land drop. It's pretty good. Just gonna clear out their mana. I think I can get all of it, right? Most of it, anyway. And I'll pass discarding... I don't even know what. Discarding the Condescend is kind of dumb because like they have no mana left, so let's discard the Blast. It'd be nice to have the Blast in hand, but it's not that necessary. Oh, maybe I should have just ran out the Pulse and got a land. Whatever, doesn't matter. If they have Fairy Macabre, they can counter the Capsize and exile it, but I don't think that's a big deal. Alright. One's got 1 left. Good enough. Bounce a land, compulsive them. Prepare to win next turn. You can also just, like, not really care about what they do. F6. I could Capsize now, get back to research and research them, but I don't really care to, so. I could have won in a much faster manner at some point in this game, but I just didn't care to think about it. Like, if I had any time pressure, I certainly would have been able to win this game substantially faster. I've just not really cared about the outcome, if I'm being honest. Like, the game was just locked up from such an early point. This was the game where my opponent just led on, like, 6 lands and then played a spell, right? Like, what was my opponent supposed to do? What could they have done that I cared about? Not a whole lot. I'm at 29 too, so I'm not even dead to an attack. Oh, man. Alright. Deck my opponent during my turn. See if I draw the other compulsive. That makes things a lot simpler. I don't have that many cards left, so I guess not. Whatever. Compulsive you. I even have double flicker, so I'm not dead to 1 Fairy Macabre. Second Fairy Macabre would be unfortunate, but I don't think they have a single one, so. Kablam. Do I let them die to their own Monarch trigger? I think I do, right? You know, insult to injury. Yeah, I definitely do. Oh, this is gonna be great. It does require me to spend a little bit more time, but on the other hand, what is life if you don't overwin? Go ahead and capsize their lands so they can't possibly do anything. F6 plate, discard Muldrifter. Go. My opponent was swiftly dismantled. And by swiftly, I mean we're going to be the last match running. Yeah, maybe I should have thought about all my opponents, my other potential opponents, and not wasting their time. So maybe I shouldn't be so goofy, and I should have just won the game. Is my spirit opponent seriously gonna? Go on now. They're just gonna time down. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. I guess they have 13 cards. Maybe they're actually thinking about how to win. No, they're not. They're just going to time down. I have F6, so if my internet does die, I should just go through, right? It should just pass me into the end of turn and they die. Oh, this feels good. Oh, yeah. It's so good to get a win over an opponent like this. Oh, man. Anyway, I'll send a report for this opponent. Don't do this. This is not allowed. You can't just run your timeout. Because if you could, literally every match would go to max time. Because what if the opponent disconnects? You never know. It's always in your benefit to just wait 9 minutes, pass priority, wait 9 minutes, pass priority, wait 7 minutes, timeout. Or however much time is on your clock, whatever. Because you're incentivized to just time out, if everybody did that, it would be a complete disaster. Magic Online would just not function. Like, you couldn't get matches finished in a reasonable amount of time. Everyone would just quit. So, it's illegal. You can't just run your timeout. So, don't do what my opponent's doing. Try to win the game instead. My opponent played very badly. Like, there's no... That second blast in particular made no sense. Because they just ran it out on my wall, and I just flickered, and their blast got banned. For no gain. Maybe my opponent's new, and they're just ragey. They haven't had enough losses to have it beaten into them that, yeah, you're going to lose at Magic the Gathering. It's building the game. Just don't do this. This is stupid. To be fair, I was also being a bit of a buffoon by not just killing them during my turn. So this is partially on me. Sorry, everybody else in the tournament. You had to wait another 4 minutes. Yeah. All right. That's the last time I'll be a clown during this tournament. But at least I was a clown against somebody who definitely deserved it. Going to round 3, 2-0. Oh, and max tiebreakers? Because everybody who's 2-0 has 50% tiebreakers or worse. Anyway, we'll see you then.